I'm Nick Smith, and welcome to this hour of NewsNation Now. The United Auto Workers threatening to expand its strike against Detroit's Big Three unless they see major progress in contract negotiations by tomorrow. The strike, now in its seventh day, is also emerging as the battleground in the race for the White House. NewsNation's Robert Sherman joins us live. And Robert, former President Trump is making a play for union votes in Michigan.
Which really underscores, Nick, the possibility of a real political weight here as all of this starts to continue on and the UAW strike takes center stage in the political universe here. You look at the landscape. That's important to understand coming into all of this. Michigan could potentially be a decisive state that ultimately determines who goes to the White House. If you look at where things stand right now in a hypothetical matchup between former President Trump and President Biden, look at that. I mean, it is neck and neck between those two, hypothetically speaking. That's the Real Clear Politics average of polls. So every single one of the individual polls that goes up to make up that average, they're all within the margin of error. Just goes to show how tight things are in the Great Lakes stake. But now you bring this back to the UAW strike here. How do the voters feel about all of this? Well, an interesting poll that comes out from Emerson finds a plurality of voters do support the workers as opposed to the companies. That includes Democrats, a majority of which support the workers. Independents tend to lean towards the workers as well. And even Republicans, pretty evenly split on supporting workers and supporting the companies as a whole. That's why some strategists believe that this strike in Michigan has political opportunity for the former president. Listen to this.
The more he speaks to the American people and less to his colleagues on the Republican or Democratic side or opponents, the more of a case he's going to make to them and the more his numbers are going up. And he can find that amongst the UAW workers if he speaks directly to them to take that state back. And so he's looking at the long game.
It's important to note here, Nick, that the UAW leadership has not endorsed President Biden yet, saying they want to see action, not words. They have criticized former President Trump, though, saying that the billionaire class is the antithesis of what they believe in. That being said, former President Trump is scheduled to be in Michigan next week. President Biden is not. Nick?
And Robert, we do know that the former president does have a way of connecting with the people. Robert Sherman live for us this afternoon. Robert, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.